สวัสดีค่ะ Good evening. You're watching Weekly News Thailand and greeting to those who are watching us from 177 countries around the world. I'm Sunida Sawadiphon Palop and I'm Suhacha Sawadiphon Palop. You can also check out the rerun at www.tv5.co.th. So let's start with the first news. The Prime Minister has asked for cooperation from the public in every part of the country to show love and harmony so that we can overcome the COVID-19 crisis. General Prayut Chan-o-cha, Prime Minister and Minister of Defense, was speaking about the current situation of the COVID-19 pandemic and other issues that had an adverse effect on Thailand. He said Thailand was following international guidelines as well as keeping up with the changing situation and has asked all parties to work together to solve the problem. He called on the media and online community to help one another out with understanding, contemplation, analysis, listening, and confidence. He said he himself was working for the benefit of the people and asked the public to cooperate with the government and government agencies. He asked people not to panic over the outbreak of COVID-19, but to be mindful, responsible, and to protect the health of others and society, saying the government is confident the country will overcome this crisis. The Prime Minister called a meeting of the COVID-19 Management Center to decide on the most suitable measures to face the spread of the epidemic. At the same time, the Minister of Culture has suggested calling a halt to all Songkran activities nationwide for this year. General Prayut Chan-o-cha, Prime Minister and the Minister of Defense, chaired a meeting of the COVID-19 management at Government House, saying COVID-19 continued to spread across the country. There were two phrases everyone had to understand, he said, namely level 3 and phase 3, because it was the situation the country was facing and there had to be measures to contain it. He said the current situation requires cooperation from the public, private, and related business sectors. And he thanked everyone who was working at the center 24 hours a day, solving problems and finding solutions to the current situation. Meanwhile, Ittipon Kunpluem, the Minister of Culture, proposed to the government to call off all Songkran activities for this year, owing to the spread of the coronavirus. After the cabinet meeting this week, the ministry was told to examine the impact of calling off the celebrations, especially since more than 70% of celebrations had already been cancelled. Thus, it might be better to go off all activities, including Chonburi Province Wan Lai Festival and the Prapradang Songkran Festival held after the nationwide Songkran celebrations. Activities within malls and entertainment venues will be also forbidden. People are being asked to instead stay at home to celebrate Songkran. At the same time, Sathit Pitutecha, Deputy Minister of Public Health, said after a meeting that the ministry is considering closing all entertainment venues nationwide. This is owing to the fact many people come into contact with one another at such venues, risking a further spread of infection. He said the Prime Minister ultimately had to make the decision on this, but in his personal opinion, it would be a move that would help control the spread of the virus. He said China has managed to control the disease to a degree because they employed strict measures, and so Thailand may have to do the same to overcome the crisis here. He said it would require the cooperation of the public in an effort to enforce government rules and regulations. In other news, the Minister of Digital Economy and Society, Puttipong Bunagan, spoke about tracking applications for those coming from high-risk countries. He said all personal information would be registered, including telephone numbers, and this data would be sent to the Department of Disease Control for them to monitor. The information would be placed on the map so that officials could monitor visitors in real time and be able to follow them easily. However, the general public will not have access to the information as it is considered personal. The ministry has invited the private sector to meet in order to develop other applications in an effort to monitor infected people. And the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Commerce claims that now factories in Thailand are producing 1.7 million masks per day, and he also urged to stop panicking and stop stockpiling food. Jurin Laksana Visit, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Commerce, asked the general public not to stock up on consumer goods, as has been the case recently. He said he has spoken to food manufacturers and trade associations, and there is no need for alarm. As for the mask situation, he said he was now coordinating with 11 factories to increase the production of medical masks for use in hospitals. Initially, they were able to produce 1.2 pieces per day, but now their figure has increased to 1.76 million. These masks will be distributed to hospitals and other medical facilities, as well as those most in need. However, he admitted it was still not enough to meet demand. As for the news that masks are being exported while the country lacked them, Jurin confirmed there was still an export ban in place unless the masks being exported were of a different type. There was also news that a female advisor to the minister had asked for payment as a broker for face mask production, and he said if this was true, then he would immediately take legal action against the person, regardless of who she was. The Navy has been giving out masks to the people of Sattahip, along with instructions on how to keep themselves safe from COVID-19. Admiral Thani Kaew, Director of Naval Civil Affairs, along with doctors from the Chonburi Public Health Department and related agencies, joined in a campaign to distribute face masks, hand gel, and instructional manuals that explain how to protect against coronavirus. The Admiral thanked the people of Sattahip for their cooperation, explaining the Navy has set up a center to monitor those travelers coming back from countries affected by the coronavirus. He said the Navy and other agencies have been handing out sanitary masks, hand gel, and a manual explaining steps to prevent the spread of the disease. He said these measures were taken as a public relations exercise, as well as raising awareness about COVID-19 prevention and building trust among the general public, including tourists to Sattahip. He thanks the people of Sattahip for making sacrifices during these difficult times. The Deputy Prime Minister held a policy meeting to discuss the prevention and reduction of road accidents, stressing the need to prevent the spread of COVID-19 when people start to returning home for the Songkran festival. General Prawit Wongsuwan, Deputy Prime Minister, held a meeting at the Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation to discuss policy proposals and guidelines to enhance road accident prevention and toll reduction. He said it was necessary to create safe, sustainable travel in accordance with international standards. General Prawit was accompanied at the meeting by General Anupong Paujinda, Minister of the Interior in his role as Chairman of the Road Safety Director Center. Policy recommendations were discussed, including driving and preventing and reducing road accidents, as well as the cooperation of agencies such as Royal Thai Police Ministry of Transport and provincial administration organizations. They discussed a road safety action plan for 2021 to 2026 to reduce injury and death numbers on the roads, including strict enforcement of the law. The meeting also discussed transport plans during the Songkran Festival 2020 under the concept of drive kindly, obey the road rules. This year, drivers must also take care not to spread COVID-19, he said. And now we will take a short break. Please stay tuned.
ออกไปค้นพบโลกกว้างร่วมสัมผัสประสบการณ์การท่องเที่ยวในหลากหลายแง่มุมไปกับพิธีกรหลากหลายสไตล์ที่จะทำให้ชีวิตของคุณไม่จำเจอีกต่อไปในรายการ Joy Day ถนนแห่งการเดินทางทุกวันอาทิตย์ 3:35 ทางช่องททบ 5เพราะชีวิตคือการเดินทาง
กับรายการบันทึกท่องเที่ยวเวลาใหม่ปี 2563 ทางททบ 5 เวลา 21:10 นาทีถึง 21:35 นาทีกับพิธีกรที่รักการท่องเที่ยวจะพาคุณผู้ชมไปท่องเที่ยวเจาะลึกและชมความสวยงามของสถานที่ท่องเที่ยวทั่วทุกมุมโลกออกไปบันทึกท่องเที่ยวกันนะครับ
We open our home to welcome people from all over the world. Top of Thai รายการสารคดีเชิงท่องเที่ยวภาษาอังกฤษ will bring you close to the Thai culture, tradition and lifestyle from every part of Thailand. See you every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m.
We will take you anywhere Thailand has to offer in Top of Thai.
Welcome back to Weekly News Thailand. The Prime Minister has instructed all relevant agencies to speed up attempts to put out forest fires in the north, as well as ordering the efforts to use helicopters to disperse water to alleviate air pollution. General Prayut Chan-o-cha, Prime Minister and Minister of Defense, said he was concerned about the health of the people in the northern region of Thailand, since the amount of PM2.5 dust particles in 17 provinces has skyrocketed. There are worries the situation could worsen since there have been no winds. Currently, the level of air pollution is considered low to medium. The Prime Minister says ASEAN must raise this issue quickly of cross-border pollution and discuss ways to solve the problem in accordance with the ASEAN Agreement on Transboundary Pollution in Crisis Situations. The Prime Minister ordered all military agencies to help put out fires in the north, and he says he is ready to order Air Force helicopters to disperse water to reduce air pollution in Chiang Mai. He has also asked the Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation to use their helicopters to help put out forest fires on mountain tops. He assigned the 3rd Army Region to set up 105 support groups in 5 provinces, a total of 807 people, to help disperse the PM2.5 dust pollution. The Prime Minister also emphasized public health measures such as arranging safety zones and sending mobile medical units out to help the public until the situation was resolved. Army District 33 organized a forest fire control operation, sending out patrols and putting out forest fire in Chai Prakan District in Chiang Mai Province after the province asked for help in 4 hotspots over 4 districts. Soldiers from 3 battalions joined forces to fight the fires from the 33rd Forest Fire Control Operation Set, the 3rd Development Battalion and the 7th Artillery Battalion. They team up with local villagers in Ban Mai Nong Bua, Chai Prakan District, Chiang Mai Province to help put forest fires in the area. After 6 different fires close to each other were detected in the morning in protected forest areas and national forests. They were in steep hilly areas which were difficult to access, and the area was very dry. It took 4 hours to control the fires, and initially there were about 10 rai of them each area. In addition, the 33rd Forest Fire Control Operations Group conducted patrol in Nong Bua to prevent any further illegal forest burning and to quickly lower the danger of the hotspots in 4 districts. A special government representative went to the south to help drive development of the southern border provinces. A main part of it was proclaiming Betong district of Yala province to be a new tourist destination, which will help stimulate and sustain the economy. General Chaichan Chang Mongkon, Deputy Minister of Defense and Chief Special Government Representative, met with the heads of government agencies in the southern border provinces at the office of the Steering Committee to solve problems in the southern border provinces, Pattani Province. After that meeting, they traveled to hot springs in Betong District, Yala Province, which will open as a new tourist attraction of Betong in accordance with a plan to drive the development of southern border provinces under a so-called Triangle City prototype of stability, wealth, and sustainability. Cabinet resolved to make Betong a model city for development with sustainability and self-reliance, as well as a new tourist center for the south. Betong is a crossroads for many people, cultures, and religions such as Thai, Islamic, Buddhist, and Chinese, including the Orang Asari traditional ethnic people. One of its most exciting aspects is its food, and the government is promoting this along with pushing for improvements to energy sources, public security, and creating long-lasting jobs, providing good income for the local people. A representative of the Army's 2nd Division is following up on the progress of installing a high water tank system after the Army drill for water in Khon Kaen province, as well as sending out water trucks to disperse water to bedridden patients. Colonel Sampok Pramanpon, Commander of Engineer Battalion No. 202, Engineer Department 2, the 2nd Development Brigade, visited Buaban Jantarangsi Temple in Nampong, district of Khon Kaen province. He was representing Lieutenant General Thanya Kietisan, Region 2 Commander and Director of Disaster Relief Center Region 2, in monitoring the progress of the installation of a high water tank system. The system was set up after the 202 Engineer Battalion started drilling operations in 7 spots in the area of Phang Tui sub-district. The tanks are 10 meters in the air and can hold 4 large water tanks, all of which have been completed and are waiting to be moved into place. The tanks will hold water from 7 different wells. At the same time, the battalion ordered trucks holding 6,000 liters of water to distribute water to the families of Nok Un Reung, Nu Ploy Kok Mueang Klang, and Nu Dam Pa Hieng, who are all bedridden and in need of water. The trucks also fill up the central village tanks adjacent to Buaban Jantarangsi Temple for general consumption to alleviate the water shortage until the rainy season comes. The army force known as the Pa Mueang troops don't just protect the borders of Thailand, they also help sick people in border areas. Troops from Control Unit 1, 4th Cavalry Division, Pa Mueang, joined local government officials and Chiang Dao public health officials, Chiang Mai province, to take essential items to bedridden patients in remote areas. They brought bedding, medicine, and other consumer necessities to 2 bedside patients living in Thung Khao Phuong village, Chiang Dao district, namely Rien Thong San Lai, age 82, and Khammoon Arunrat, age 78. This help is in line with Army Region 3 policy to help out bedridden patients with their associated costs. It also improved the spirits of patients and their families to see state agencies closely monitoring the situation. And that's it for Weekly News Thailand. Thank you for watching and see you again next Sunday. สวัสดีค่ะ